I have to give a big thank you to Nomadic Fanatic, and Mike sees some success in his garden. What's up, everybody? How you doing? I hope you had a good weekend, a nice long holiday weekend. All right, let's start with Mike from Cheap Off-Grid Living. All right, Mike, he comes out of his RV looking like he rode his old-timey bike with the big wheel in the front and the little one in the back. Yeah. Nice mustache there, buddy. Pretty cool looking, actually. All right, so what's Mike up to? Well, Mike is telling us all about his homesteading journey. That's right. Now, Mike says it's only been 10 months since he started his off-grid homesteading adventures. Now, he talks about his accomplishments so far. He shows us his water storage and collection systems. He talks about his tower that he built and the progress on his perimeter fence, along with the sheds and other little projects that he's got accomplished so far. Now, it would seem that Mike has gotten a lot of things done, but lately, out of those 10 months that he says he's been doing this, most has gotten accomplished in the recent few months. I attribute that to the fact that Mike stopped doom scrolling and actually focused. That and the fact that Josh is there to help and keep Mike a bit more sane. Now, Mike says he always wanted to have land and do just what he's doing now, which that kind of confused me when he said that. His statement basically negated his time that he had at the previous land. He didn't count that time as off-grid homesteading, even though he had that land, and I'm confused by his statements. Does this confirm that we have been right all along? Does this mean that Mike really, he didn't own that prior piece of property? Well, let's face it, when we get down to it, we all pretty much knew it, right? So I guess in a roundabout way, he's kind of admitting it. Anyway, it would appear that Mike has a successful garden. That's right. Things are growing. And things are looking fairly well. And he even picked some radishes and gave them a little taste test and everything. Pretty cool stuff. It's actually working. And I have to say, it's looking good. It's actually kind of nice to see Mike show pride in what he has done so far. He stated that his garden was the Fort Knox of gardens with its impenetrable enclosure and gate. Mike said that no critters are getting in this. Well, the last video after seeing that dog go through that kennel, yeah, I'm not so sure anymore. But hey, good on you anyway, Mike. At any rate, I hope Mike continues on this trajectory. I hope he continues to not just talk about projects and what he'd like to see happen, but actually get shit done. I hope he succeeds in making his living situation what he wants it to be. I really do. It's nice to see this recent change. I mean, I guess Josh must be paying some sort of rent for being there due to the fact that Mike doesn't have his hand out begging constantly anymore. It's refreshing to see him get things done without waiting for people to send him shit. Now, speaking of living situations, we have Tracy from Adventures Over 50. She is moving into an apartment. She's been looking for jobs, getting jobs, going through jobs, and dealing with her mother's stuff and her family stuff and not having help with her mother and all this other stuff. But yeah, she finally got an apartment, and she is moving in, and she is running around buying stuff to furnish her little space. And she's getting ready to, actually live and do what she got to do to be in an apartment. It's pretty cool. So you can go over and check her out and see what she's doing. But what I find kind of interesting is the fact that she's kind of realizing that, you know, getting into van life or RV life, pretty easy. Just sell everything, buy a vehicle, and away you go. But it's the getting out and going back to reality. That's the hard part.
No matter how big or how small, you do not have to move into a van to have an adventure. Because if you do, you sell everything. If you do sell everything, then you have to recoup. And I'm finding out it's a lot more than I even imagined it would be. But it's okay.
But it's okay, she says. But yeah, so, and that's one of the things that I talk about now and again when I talk about people like the Bob and the other ones that preach the free, cheap, and easy life. They tell you how easy it is and how great it is, and all you got to do is, and you can do this and you can do that. And yeah, you can, but you spent your time in your life and whatever, and you bought your home or whatever you did, or even if you're in an apartment, you gave up your apartment, you got out of your lease, and you said, screw it, you sold all your shit, and you took your money and you bought a van or an RV or whatever, and then you hit the road. And you did it for a couple years, and whether it be like, yeah, this was fun for a while, but I'm tired of it, I don't want to do it anymore, or, I don't know, maybe your vehicle just took a dump and you didn't want to get another one, or whatever the reason may be, and you go, okay, I want to go back to the real world, and then you go, oh shit, my $800 a month apartment is now fucking $1,500. My $150,000 house that I sold now is $400,000 to get another one in the same neighborhood in the same condition. And now I got to buy a couch, a love seat, a bed, a this, a that. I got to get dishes. I got to get all this shit. And it's twice as much as it was when I left and sold everything. See, that's the thing that the Bob and all these other people, they don't tell you that. Yeah, it's real easy to go, well, I got all this shit that I acquired my entire life. I'll just sell it all. I get my big wad of money. Look, I'm a minimalist now. I don't have all this crap anymore. And then you go. And then you're like, yeah, this fucking moving and driving and setting and tearing down and people knock on your door and where are you going to park? And now I don't like this anymore after a couple years. Yeah. Now you're like, oh, fuck. Now I got to start all over again. Like I'm fucking 18 again. Yeah, it ain't so easy. It's real easy getting out, but sometimes to get back in, not so easy. All right, speaking of getting back into things, Line Screw 1. Yeah, he's been, had his RVs, been living in an RV, but he's been pretty much stationary, and he's been flying around, going here and there and everywhere and doing stuff. And he decided he was going to go hit the road and take another road trip and travel in the old RV. So, yeah, he did what he thought he was getting ready to do to get ready to go. And, yeah, he hit the road with electrical issues. Yeah, things were pretty good when he was sitting still. But, yeah, sometimes travel isn't as easy as some would make it seem. Apparently he had a water leak that kind of got everything all wet, including his breaker box and some electrical stuff and all that shit. So he had to address that issue. He didn't know exactly what the problem was at first. He was, thinking, well, let me get some batteries and do this and that and the other thing, because he had no power to his house systems and all that shit. So he, of course, when you're traveling and you're going from here to there, you make reservations. So when you get down the road, I'm going to go here and then I'll stay there for a day or two and then I'm going to go to the next place. So he had reservations and he had to cancel those because he didn't want to be out in the middle of nowhere or God knows where he couldn't get parts that he needed until he got this thing all figured out and situated. So after getting a battery and doing this and that, that's when he found the water leak and found some issues, and he decided, yes, it's time to postpone the trip and actually call a repairman and get things repaired properly to, hit the road safely with some reassurance that you're actually going to be able to go. Now, I'm sure little things here and there are going to pop up, but I guess when you go a long time without any problems at all, you kind of get a little bit lax and things are easy. So, when something pops up, it hasn't for many, many years. So I guess you're going to get the snowball effect. So he's dealing with that. And, again, lucky it happened early on in this trip and not too far down the road. Speaking of people and getting proper repairs done.
You see that little check mark?
Yeah, the guy that has the overheating bus with electrical problems, he's at the beach again. Yes, that's right. After his misery video, Tater and Diana are on a beach somewhere. I guess we will have to wait and we shall see where they wound up. Now, I'm guessing it's nowhere in Mississippi because he's just having a great time. Yes, you heard me right, the typical Tater roller coaster. One day it's misery and the world is ending, historic this and record-breaking that, and then the next day it's the best day ever. One day it's I can't take it and I need a break, guys, to I'm the happiest I've ever been. So now that I took my Dramamine and I'm over the motion sickness of the ups and the downs of Tater's emotional roller coaster, I do want to take a moment and I want to thank the Tater because he shared his misery and voiced his disgust for Mississippi and its weather. I had a good video to watch and do commentary on. So thank you for that. Because Tater ranted not only about the rain, but about Diana being stranded, people had questions and doubts. Because Mr. I want it now and I do it my way neglected to address an overheating issue he had since the drive home from the purchase of the bus. People were lined up to say I told you so, because wasting money, trashing quartzsite, moving to Mississippi, installing walls and a solar system, a ceiling, cameras, and a TV was far more important than getting the rolling bowling alley, rolling. Viewers were chomping at the bit to say I warned you and tell him how dumb he was.
You are a fucking moron.
As Eric stood in the rain that he hates so much, he knew the onslaught of ridicule would come. So what did he do? He did the smart thing. He turned off the comments. And that was the best thing that he could have ever done for me. See, now all those people with fingers itching to hit the keyboards with a flurry of comments had nowhere to go. Or did they? Many came to the one place they knew they could get things off their chest and let their opinions be heard. So thank you, Nomadic Fanatic. Thank you for sending the viewers to my little channel. Thank you for the flood of comments and even a few new subscribers. Now, I do want to say this, and sincerely, and in all honesty, I am sorry for your loss. I feel bad for your father. The loss of his wife must be very difficult. I guess someone has to feel bad. I mean, it seems you are too busy wallowing in your own pity party to grieve with family. You can throw money at a bus that doesn't run. You can spend thousands to get your Harley fixed. You can even book a train for Diana. You can spend time and money to go pick her up. And now you can go sit on a beach. But can you go spend 1 or even 2 days with family after a loss? Shame on you.
This is Blind Views, and that's the way I see it.
What we do here is go back.